What's up, guys? I'm changing the oil today on the BRZ, and I figured I would kind of do a how-to tutorial of just how I do it. I know there's a ton of videos already out there on changing the oil and all of that, but I figured that there's always little things that different people do. I've seen a ton of them, and I always learn something from each video. So I figured I'd kind of give you the rundown of how I do it, and hopefully you can pick some stuff up or see some similarities to kind of give you more confidence. But yeah, let's get started. I already did the process of getting the car up on some boards just so I can fit the jack under there. I wish I had a low profile jack. That'll be the next thing I buy, but don't have one of those. So got to get the car up to have enough room. Got the car up, we've got our materials here. Got a pan for the oil. You know, early on I was using Mobile One, which I'm sure a lot of people are. I just saw this great video that kind of did a review and comparison of the different oils and kind of which ones have kind of the best results. I'll try to link it if I can find it, but I had some great info. Pennzoil seemed to kind of beat everything else out for the most part. I mean, there are a lot of different variables, but you know, even like Royal Purple and stuff like that. 0W20 full synthetic. Now I know some people run like 0W30, even like 5W30 to get a little bit of a thicker oil. I was running 0W30 for a little bit. Definitely can tell a difference with the gas mileage. It definitely goes down. Heading into winter right now, so 0W20 will be just fine. And I think I'm gonna stick with it. I don't track the car or anything. I wanted something that would maybe help a little bit more with like potential rod knock or anything over time. But you know, from what I've read, I haven't really been able to see that there's much of a difference when you're daily driving. But it probably would matter for sure if you're tracking the car to what weight oil you're using. So, and I've started using just the OEM Subaru oil filter. Honestly, like, can never go wrong with it. I buy them in bulk and they're like $5 or $6. So pretty good deal. And yeah, you know it's gonna work. We are under the car. First thing obviously you gotta do is drain the oil. And this is a Fumoto drain. It has a lever. And it just makes things like super easy. Instead of having to like unscrew it and have the oil get all over you, it literally just has a latch, and you let it drain real easily, latch it back, and then that is it. And now we wait. While that's draining, you're going to want to unscrew the old oil filter and get the new one. And before you put it in there, you're gonna wanna take some of the oil, make sure it's not too hot, make sure the car hasn't been on super long recently, and you're gonna wanna lube this up. That way there's no cracking or anything. Before you put it back in, we wanna clean everything up in there so there's not a ton of oil. Once we've got it all cleaned, we can go ahead and screw the new filter in. And it doesn't have to be too tight. I just hand tighten it, and then once I can't go any further, I just give it a little more, and you will be good. Okay, we are done draining. We can go ahead and close it back off. You do not want to forget that. And it also comes with this little clip. I don't see any way that it could come unlatched while driving, but just in case, this kind of makes you feel a little better about it. Okay, we've got everything sealed back up underneath the car. We pulled out the pan with the old oil. Now let's get the new oil in. Okay, now Subaru says the car takes 5.8 quarts of oil. I've never put an exact amount in the car, to be honest. A couple things I take into consideration. One, when I'm draining my car, it is at an incline, and so not 100% of the oil is going to be coming out. I also don't want to overfill. And so typically I do anywhere between 5.4 and 5.6 for the most part. But I usually start a little lower and then I just check the stick. As accurate as that is, it's like 50-50, I feel like. So we'll kind of put in that first 5 quarts and then we'll add a little bit and then check it from there. Okay, now I use a funnel. Some people do it without. I do not trust myself with that kind of accuracy. I put a little over 5.4 quarts, and that's usually pretty decent. I'm gonna definitely check after we kind of get the car down, let it warm up for a little bit. It's definitely good for the tires, so I do that every time. Another good trick is putting the old oil into the oil container that you just used. That way you can just drop it off at Walmart or wherever you dispose of your oil. One thing I do during an oil change as well is go ahead and rotate my wheels. It's always a good time to do it if you've got, the jack stands can get the whole car up while half your car is already jacked. That way you can regularly rotate your tires about every, however often you change your oil. I change about every 5,000 miles. I got the tires rotated. I'm gonna put it back on the ground so that we can turn it on, let it warm up a little bit, and then check the levels of the oil. Car's warming up and we will check to see what the stick looks like here in a little bit. Something else you wanna think about is when it's running, check for any leaks or anything, under the car and stuff. I typically wait about 5 minutes after the car's turned off. Then I go ahead and check the oil, so let's see where it's at. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Pretty straightforward. Once you do it a couple times, it definitely gets easier. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. Appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe. Really helps me out and makes me want to make more videos when I know that people are watching them and getting something out of it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and stick with me.